Here's our Ignacio game. All right, are you here, Cthulhu? You good? I know it's a lot of ads to look through, but it does clear us out of having to do ads later. Okay, good. Perfect. So, Tier 8, this is Ignacio Allende. This is the Tier 8 Pan-American light cruiser. And this was the reward for the battle pass because it's still technically in early access. I don't remember if it's the next patch upcoming that the line is released. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. Let me get Stream Raiders going here. All right, so you've chosen main armaments modification 1, engine room protection, aiming systems, airstrike modification 1, and concealment. I disagree with airstrike modification 1 here. This is going to help your depth charges. And that's about it. Now, Cthulhu, let's see if this is a random battle here that you've sent in. I could see you going for this, hey Jer, if you are going for a co-op or operations setup, but in a random battle, I really think you're better off going propulsion. You need the extra speed to dodge. Primary purpose is co-op. Got it. Okay, cool. So I just kind of answered that for us. But yeah, so randoms definitely want propulsion. In co-op and operations, you could get away with airstrike mod, but even then, you're dependent on there being a sub to hit. So I still, even in co-op, I still might go propulsion, frankly. And that's just get me to the enemy closer so I can kill them and you know, quicker, right? In any case, let's look at your consumables. You've got surveillance radar, and you've got hydro. That's what you want in your Ignacio. I don't know if there's no special captain. So you are running last stand into priority target, into superintendent, into concealment. This is absolutely what you would want to take. Subs in co-op are frequent. Okay, fair enough. Last stand so that you don't, you know, get engine ruddered. Priority target so that you know how many people are shooting you. Superintendent to have another heal. And concealment so that obviously you aren't spotted from Earth. So that's good. NLM, right. Get me to the party quicker. Exactly. Flags. No detonation. Ramming. Fire extinguishing. Flood recovery. Hydroacoustic. Heal booster. Speed booster. Consumables. Okay. Those are all really good flags to take. I might drop the Sierra Bravo in favor of November Echo. In other words, not so much the hydroacoustic, but grab the anti-air. Partly because these flags are so damn expensive, and partly because if you're playing randoms, you're going to run into carriers a lot. I'm sure you run into carriers a lot in co-op as well. So, yeah. Otherwise, I understand, you know, your thought behind all of these flags. So let's take a look now at your game. And we get Stream Raiders taken care of. We won that game. Nice, nice. Cthulhu actually had the most kills. LOL. Alright, so you said you hardly ever use that flag. Okay, fair enough. And let's take a look at your... Oh, God. So your bottom tier. And there's a carrier. It's a Malta, which is fantastic for killing cruisers. It's got the AP carpet bombers. And the rockets are a threat too. No subs. I don't like this. Look at this, Cthulhu. Your Vermont is already noping off of this flank. God, that's bad. I hate seeing that. Yeah, you said, well, this could be interesting. You're definitely going to want to play by islands. So I like the idea that you're heading towards the islands here. And look, Malta, what do you know? The nice thing is you're staying broadside to him. He still does 9k damage, but if he was stirred onto you, that would have been far more damage. So, okay, that worked out. Having Malta yourself helps knowing, right? Absolutely. The D is being capped. I really don't know that I like that you're still following the Gearing and the Friesland like you are. Vermont actually manages to get a cross-map shot on the Hipper, so that's yay. Alright, Yu Yang is detected. Okay. I don't like the idea of shooting here because Yu Yang disappears because he smoked. And now you've got to deal with Otago, Massachusetts, Neptune. I mean, obviously the Massachusetts is your big threat. Ow, that was a decent hit. If you had stayed dark, you actually could have tried to get a little bit closer so that you could use a radar and then open up and start hiding away like you are right now. I would also stop shooting. I mean, go dark. Thunder is about to wipe you off the map. Thunder's ranges has been nerfed. I don't remember if he's got range to hit Cthulhu from this this range. Vermont and Yamato have decided to turn around. Okay. Yu Yang is now detected on Friesland Hydro. Smart. Oh, and a Kagero's over there too. That would be the other smoke screen that we saw. So, I like choosing to shoot at the Yu Yang. I just feel like you are so far away. You're not getting hits and damage, and you're also allowing these battleships to keep shooting at you. Gearing got detected. He's moving away. Trying to give enemy destroyer something to think about. I mean, if I'm an enemy destroyer, my main thought is to go dark and get away from this Friesland. In other words, I don't think that you're that much of a threat at maximum range in this ship. I mean, your threat to them is radar, which you're so far away you can't use. Your guns are a threat, but you're so far away from them, they're not going to look at you. So, you decided to leave the flank at this point. Okay. Now, I'm going to mention, at this point, you've got a Yamato and Vermont that are coming up on this side. So, it's actually not a bad idea to stick around because you've got battleships that are actually supporting you for a change. Gearing gets the kill on the Massachusetts. That is huge. Thunder is still a problem, but you've got a smoke in front. Jack, hello. Good to see you. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the fam. Looks like you're trying to use the island here to block your shot. Block detection on you from the Thunderer. Okay. Yeah, AP at range is very soft. Agreed. Alright, so you turned into the island and you're trying to play like a Russian radar cruiser, right? Problem with this is you only got a couple of turrets that can shoot. And now you want to come out and you want to shoot the Yu Yang. And look what's happened. You just got detected doing so. Next to you, right next to you, is a fantastic smokescreen that you did not use. I personally would have gone into that smokescreen, and I would have used that smokescreen to sneak up on the destroyer at the decap, and then I would have opened up my radar and guns. But where you are right now is you've kind of backed yourself into a corner, right? Because you don't have the ability to go dark, other than jumping into the smoke. All right, let's continue. Did I? There we go. You weren't sure how long you had left on the smoke screen. So, I get it. You don't want to walk in and have it fade on you. The gearing smoke coming towards you. So, even going into one of them would have given you the ability to find out how much time is left in general. Also, you could have asked. They said, Gearing, how much time on your smoke? You didn't. And now the Thunderer sees you. Maybe he sees the Mogami. Mogami's lower health, so if you're lucky, he'll shoot the Mogami instead of you. He does. And at this point, continuing to back up isn't going to help you, because it's actually going to hold you in a place and makes the Thunderer's shot easier. Fortunately for you, like I said, he had the Mogami to shoot at, and that's what happened, and then he died. Alright, keep moving in. You are moving extremely cautiously here, considering the fact that the only ship, in my opinion, you have to be scared of in this entire game at this point is the St. Vincent, who's down on the 2 line. Fortunately, the Reds have been better than us at dying. Well, sure. Like, the Neptune, as long as you know, angle to him, you don't have to worry about him. By the way, I don't think I've seen you use your funny button yet this game. The turn in here is a bit risky, because you're going to turn in front of the Neptune, in front of the Elbing. I mean, you don't know where the, well, there's the Otago. Okay. Otago's not going to have a shot on you, but by turning in like this, now you're putting yourself into a possibility of being cross-shot, right, by the Elbing. So, I mean, hey, nice kill there, or nice AP Citadel. There's the kill, and you see you turned way too much there, and gave side, and you got Citadel because of that. You're very lucky this Malta doesn't seem to really know what he's doing. Yeah, not enough hits. I see that. You haven't been able to charge up your funny button. Now you're detected, so you figure radar. There's the Elbing. You're very lucky he's over there. If the Elbing was on the edge of the island, that would have been a real big problem for you in that engagement with the Neptune, but he wasn't, so congrats on that. There's the kill. Reinforced sector to your left. There it is. And these are Malta bombers now, so you want to try to go broadside to them, which you're doing. Okay. So now your biggest threat is the Otago. Oh god, the St. Vincent died. Alright. Just go into the cap, hit W, and you've won. Look at that front turret being a 360. I think the very rear turret is also a 360. There's the Otago. Yeah, they're all rounders, right? So that makes it a little comfortable when you're turning and changing from one side to the next. I mean, Atago is... he's just gonna run. So... I don't know why you turned this way, Cthulhu. I think you'd be better off just chasing the Atago. Or... okay, you want to go after the Jaeger. Alright. One overpen. He does have enough AP Alpha to slap you, but at the same time, you've got your heal, so I wouldn't be so scared about the Atago. And that's what I meant, like, once the engagement at the decap was basically decided, there really wasn't much of a threat to you anymore. Maybe the Malta. Well, if he goes out with the flesh wound, who cares? I mean, you're winning. You got 6 ships to 1. I mean, if you die, it does not necessarily mean that you're gonna lose the game. You know what I mean? You get a chance at more XP. Also, LOL, your Hakuryu is still all the way in the backfield at this point. So, Cthulhu, at this point, are you thinking go into ACAP? Because, I mean, you've got really good anti-air, even at tier 8. Elbing, of course, not so much. ACAP will get you some XP and credits and stuff if you get the solo cap. Okay. And there goes your helping. Rip. That's a time extension for you, sir. And Vermont kills the Malta. Never mind. Game over. Hey, putting you back?
Yeah, I just did the lawn real quick since the dogs are taking a nap.
Perfect. All right, so here's your game in the Ignacio.
Should have got more kills, more damage.
All the horror. So I want to point out this Vermont. As soon as you see that Vermont leaving, I would not be going mid like you were going. I would go up to the flank here, or I'd nope out. I would not go middle. Okay? That puts you at way too much risk. You don't know how many ships are coming up to D.
If you are going to go mid, I would ask one of the DDs to smoke you to help kill whatever destroyer they spot.
So that's the other part, right? And like I said, if you're going to go by the islands, you've got this nice Friesland right here that you can just kind of butt up with and use his smoke. And then now you can together hammer out this Yu Yang. Right here. Right here, if you were with the Friesland while this guy smoked, right? You can get much closer. Much closer. Maybe too close by the time the Friesland smoked, but you could ask him to smoke earlier. If you're here, your radar catches the Yu Yang easy, and that's an easy kill for you. You're kiting out here. This is the part where you said you were trying to give the destroyer something else to think about. Frankly, like I said, they're not looking at you. They're looking at the Friesland. They're looking at the gearing, right? Where are the shells coming from? Where are the torpedoes coming from? Both smoke screens. That's what they're looking at right now. Here's the part where you turn back in, and you try to use the island here to get some fancy shots in the Thunderer. But I really think you're better off instead is you go into the north part of the Gearing smoke here. Like I said, this is the last puff. You can go in there and then make the determination for yourself. Do I stay in the smoke? Or do I use the smoke as an opportunity to turn out and get away? Instead, you went in between. You popped your radar. You'll note your radar caught nothing on it. And then you put yourself in a position to get shot at. Now you're coming in. You see the Neptune in the middle of the cap. At this point, like I said, there's really nobody left for you to worry about. And then now you're detected by the carrier. Fine, whatever. You're forced to go bow into the Neptune. At this point, I would not go past the tip of this island. Because when you go past the tip of the island, look at the last node for the Elbing. If the Elbing is still here, and you're here, he's citadeling you. And yes, killing the Neptune would have been easier if you had kept that radar. That's true, Cthulhu. So this island, you do not go past the edge of the island unless you're forced to do so. Okay? I would therefore slow down here. I would slow down to a quarter to a half, just so you've got the speed to maneuver around torpedoes if you need to. Wait for the Neptune to appear. There he is. You're going to get some hits. There he goes. And you lost, I want to note too, you lost a good chunk of your hit points because you got citadeled there. You turned too far sideways. Stay bow onto Neptune in a light cruiser. I think you might have been trying to dodge torps too. Fortunately for you, the Elbing appeared right in front of you, broadside, and was not a threat. So you took him out. Now here, you turned away from the Otago. If you want to kill the Jaeger, I understand. Personally, I would have gone this way. 1, it gets you shells on the Otago. 2, it gets you into the B cap, which is free. 3, well, we know the carrier was down here too. You overcorrected it. I got it. Now, see, you turned here. And it's a case of, like, trying to chase all the damage and getting none because you're chasing all the damage. I think you got, like, all of 1 hit on that Jaeger. Again, had you gone south here instead, you'd have a nice juicy carrier to shoot at while you're getting in the A cap. And also, the carrier would be dumping planes at you, which I realize you don't want to deal with because you've played Malta, but at the same time, this carrier player has not demonstrated competence to the point where I would be worried about the carrier attacking you. I would look at it as an opportunity to get more plane kills and therefore more XP and credits. The SAT school of anything goes, XP, PR, credit farming. And there it is. Cthulhu, any other questions? Or Pun, do you want to add anything to that? Jamoy, thanks for the follow.
No.
SAT would approve, yeah. So, fortunately for you, that the Vermont and the Yamato turned back north again. So, I pretty much found all your mistakes. All right, cool. Thanks for sending that in. That was nice to look at. Ignacio is a new ship. We've already gotten a couple of replays submitted of them. I think it's going to become... I think the Pan American light cruiser line is going to become a favorite amongst players. It's a lot of fun to play. The funny button, it just opens up so many possibilities for you. So I think it's good stuff. All right, well, let's